So yesterday we took a look at the most useless weapon from this DLC, and today it is time for the Ross MK3 Sniper, which is far from being useless, and I would even say that statistically it is one of the best ones out there. But let's start from the beginning. Sadly, the weapon comes to the game only in one variant, and that being the marksman one. I'm very happy about it myself, but I do know that there is tons of people out there who prefer to snipe with the iron sights, and with this sniper, DICE didn't allow us for the variety, which is kind of weird. I mean, what's the problem to put one version with the scope and one without it? It's not that big of a deal, come on DICE. But if you do like sniping with the marksman variant, or you don't mind using the weapon with the scope, well, in order to unlock it, you will have to perform 50 kills as a scout. The assignment is pretty straightforward, there is nothing complicated in it, you just spawn and get kills. After you unlock it and play with it, you will be just amazed how incredible it actually is. Because not only does it have a sweet spot, somewhere between 50 and 80 meters, I'm not too sure about it, I'm reading this off the graph in the game, which isn't really that accurate, but then again, the weapon is not on simtic.com yet, so I don't know the exact statistics of it, but I do know that regardless of having a sweet spot, it also has a straight pull bolt, and that means you can reload it without scoping out. Yes, it has the same ability as the Gewehr 95, except for the fact that Gewehr 95 doesn't have a sweet spot because it has a straight pull bolt, and also high rate of fire. And as we are talking about it, the Ross isn't really behind the Gewehr, because while the Gewehr 95 has 66 rate of fire, the Ross MK3 has 62, which isn't really a noticeable difference. They're actually very close to each other. I'm not too sure how the bullet velocities of those weapons compare to each other, because, as I've already mentioned, at the time of me recording this video, the weapon isn't on simtic.com yet, and that means I sadly don't have access to the detailed statistics. All I can say is that it isn't bad, but it isn't great either. It's somewhere in the middle, but the rifle still performs great. The only downside I could come up with is the fact that it only has 5 bullets in the clip, but then again, majority of snipers have such clips in Battlefield 1, maybe except for the Lebel and SMLE. If I'm even correct with the Lebel, I'm sorry if I'm not, so it's really not that big of a deal. It's like the only thing I could literally come up with. And talking about the appropriate playstyle for this weapon, well, you can do practically whatever you want to with it. You can go aggressively, you can keep the distance between you and the enemy, and you will still be performing very well. It is mainly targeted to playing close to your opponents and going aggressively towards them. Of course, I'm not saying you should go quickscope Jedi on them, but just keep the distance to the minimum. But again, if you decide to keep the distance, stay back, defend the objective from further away, you can still do that. And most importantly, because of the straight pull bolt, you are actually able to reload your weapon without scoping out and losing the visibility of your target. And before you ask, why haven't you done it even once in the gameplay crafter, it's because A, I got so used to scoping out after every single shot with the sniper in literally all of the games I played that I don't even think about it, and second, I want to see what's happening around me during the reload. Ultimately, you do have a lot better situational awareness if you don't keep staring through your scope 24/7. Anyway guys, that would be it for this video. Let me know what do you think about the Ross MK3. Do you like it? Or maybe you don't like it for some reason? Let me know down in the comments, and as always, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you on the battlefield.